north of the Broad. I'm Robyn Zimmerman, along with Brent Stewart, with Stewart Law Offices, located throughout South Carolina, now in Beaufort in a new office, but began actually up in the Charlotte Rock Hill area, right?
We started in Rock Hill, and we've been in Beaufort for years doing appointment only. We've got this new building, and we're here. We've got staff, and we are trying to grow our businesses here.
Oh, very good. Okay, workman's comp. What am I entitled to if I am injured on the job?
Okay, if you have an on-the-job injury, you're entitled to have your medical bills paid, 2/3 of your average weekly wages get paid to you, and that amount is not taxed. And then at the end, you get paid based on how the injury affects your ability to do work.
Okay, so give me some examples of injuries on the job, Brent.
You can slip and fall on the
Right.
job. You can be picking up a box and just kind of go off balance and hurt your back. But you have to have a work-related accident. If you're just walking and all of a sudden your knee gives out, that is not a work-related accident. There has to be some type of work-related accident, not just a body part wears out while you're walking.
Okay, so when, I guess, when do they get in touch with you all to kind of figure out the process?
Well, I think it's important to get in touch with the personal injury lawyer as soon as you have the injury, okay? And a good personal injury lawyer will tell you, hey, listen, this may be something that you can handle on your own. Realistically, employers don't love being told that there was an injury on the job. Right before this interview started, my lady that picks up the mail got sideswiped, and so I heard, hey, she has an injury. If your boss cares about you like we do with our staff, the first thing we say is go get checked immediately. That's the important thing. After the accident, get to the doctor, and if you feel like you might not need medical care, that's fine too. Be reasonable, but make sure you report the claim. If you don't report it immediately, we're gonna have some problem. They may say you made it up, or this didn't happen here, it happened at home. So at least report the claim immediately.
And can you go to your own provider, or do you pick a provider, medical provider, or how does that happen?
That frustrates people a lot, is that workers' comp will pick who you treat with. So in my case, this lady will go to the urgent care that's been approved by my workers' comp insurance company. I had another case years ago where the comp carrier had a totally different idea of how they should treat my staff, because they take over the claim and it's not me. And so I had to step in and say, listen, treat this person right. My belief is if you treat the people right all the way through, you're gonna save money as an employer. The insurance company would save money as well. Unfortunately, no, unfortunately on occasion, that's not how it works.
Okay, can I sue my boss directly?
You cannot sue your boss directly for workers' compensation. Years ago, employers didn't want to be sued in third party, which is when they can get pain and suffering and a bunch of other damages that aren't tied to economic loss. So what they did was they changed the system so any type of injury, whether there's negligence or not, can get a recovery, but they limited the damages to a purely economic model that covers your lost wages, your inability to work, and your medical bills. So it reduced the amount the employer could be responsible for. It kept him out of court and third party to be sued for pain, suffering, and other damages. So everybody can have a claim for the most, but they're not as big overall.
All right, so you mentioned pain and suffering, so you can get compensated for suffering and emotional abuse, if you will?
Not in workers' comp.
Okay.
That's totally taken out and it's limited. It is a purely economic model. You get your medical bills, you get the amount of 2/3 of your average weekly wage paid, and that's not taxed, so that kind of helps out because you're getting less money. Right. And then at the end, what they'll do is often the doctors will give you an impairment rating. The impairment rating is not the end of the story. What they do is take that impairment rating and turn it into a disability, and that disability is how it affects your work. Like, I'm a lawyer. They cut off my finger.
Right.
I would have 100% impairment to this finger. It's gone. But as a disability for me is how it affects my job. It wouldn't be that major because I still have my lips and I can talk.
Right, and your brain. And
if I were
right.
a musician and I played guitar, it could be 100%
right.
disability. And so that's the next step, is turning that impairment into a disability. And that's where you really need an attorney if it's something that's going to be job altering for the rest of your life.
And if you want more information about the Stewart Law Offices, you can
Give us a call at 866-STUART. You can Alexa me, you can Siri me, you can Google me at 866-STUART or Stewart Law Offices and ask for me. My name is Brent. I'll be glad to talk to you personally.
Great information. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much. Brent Stewart with Stewart Law Offices, and we'll be right back with more North of the Broad. Don't go away.